Hello and welcome to today's video, which is how can I sell a house privately on Rightmove? Now, Rightmove is one of the main property portals in the UK. It covers the majority of the housing market for both buyers and sellers. But as of the moment, there isn't a way for private sellers to list their properties on Rightmove. Rightmove has a criteria that only agents can list properties for sale. So what are the solutions if you are looking at a private sale? Now, there's plenty of options out there where you might have come across a for sale by owner type website, which is where you can list a listing. So you can put your property on those portals. Wouldn't be Rightmove, it'd be other portals. And then any inquiries that come through would usually be directed straight through to yourself, and you would manage that sales conversation directly with the buyers. Now, I understand the requirement and the want and the need, let's say, to sell your property privately or sell your property directly, but it might be on this occasion that Rightmove specifically or Rightmove directly isn't the solution. So to cover hopefully some options for you. So the first is maybe to look at for sale by owner type websites. And the second is maybe to look at agents that maybe are a fit for what you want to achieve. If you don't want to go down the typical kind of high street route, there are options out there where agents can list your property on Rightmove for you, but you still manage that conversation with the buyer. So they primarily act as a listing agent, and then you still have the conversation with the buyer when they inquire to arrange viewings and when they want to place offers. Now, there's downsides to that, and I'd usually recommend to work with an agent anyway, because the value add that an agent can bring in terms of negotiating that price for you, giving you exposure to try and find the right property buyers, is immensely beneficial. So it's well worth considering an agent. But if you did want to go the private route, that is one option, looking at listing only options so that they can put those properties on Rightmove for you. But there isn't an option to go directly to Rightmove currently. And then the third option is looking at private sale directly with a buyer. So in the UK, you might come across companies that are known as like fast buying agents or cash buying companies that will buy your property directly themselves for cash. And there's loads of options around that. There's one particular company that we've worked with for a few years now that we introduced sellers to. So if you are looking at selling your property, we can give you an introduction to them. But those types of companies are great if you are looking for a private sale. Maybe if you don't want to list it on a property portal of any kind, maybe you don't want to have lots of viewings, maybe you just want some certainty and some kind of consistency and knowledge that you can sell that property within a quick time frame at a price that works for you and the buyer, then going directly to a cash buying type property company can be a fit. So I hope that helps. Hope that gives some kind of options for you. So to round it up, 3 options: a for sale by owner type website, a listing only agent that can list that property on the portals for you, and then the third is going to be a cash property buyer. And if you need introductions to any of those, just let us know. We'll be happy to help. Look forward to catching up with you on the next video. All the best.